You ever look in the mirror halfway through the day and think, man, what happened to me? The energy's gone, your confidence is missing, and by bedtime, forget it. You're not lazy, your body's not broken, but you've probably been sold the wrong fix. Let's be real, most guys don't talk about this stuff. They push through, hit the gym, follow the meal plan, take cold showers, and still by 2 p.m. they're dragging like a car with no gas. Not tired like, I stayed up too late, tired like your soul's battery is just empty. And today I'm sharing 3 fruits that don't just support your body, they wake it up. Let's start with the one that gets your blood flowing like you're 20 again. Watermelon, the circulation fix, watermelon. Let me tell you about Carlos, 71 years old, walked into my office one Tuesday, shoulders hunched, eyes tired. Not just tired like he missed a nap, tired like life had been draining him drop by drop. He sat down and said, "Doctor, I don't recognize myself anymore." Now Carlos wasn't sick, he wasn't depressed, he was just stuck in a body that wasn't cooperating anymore. The worst part, he thought it was normal, that this slow-motion shutdown was just what happens when you get older. But here's the thing, what Carlos was feeling wasn't about age, it was about blood flow. See, most men think performance issues are about testosterone or desire. And sure, those matter, but without good circulation, game over. Blood's not getting where it needs to go when it needs to go there. That's where watermelon walks in like a quiet superhero. Yeah, watermelon, not a pill, not a patch, a fruit. One that's loaded with citrulline, an amino acid your body turns into arginine, which then boosts nitric oxide. Sounds fancy, I know, but here's the breakdown. Nitric oxide is the chemical that tells your blood vessels to chill out and open up. When that happens, blood flows smoother. Everywhere. Yes, even there. So what did Carlos do? No crazy routines, no magic wand. He drank 200 milliliters of pure watermelon juice every morning. 2 weeks. That's all it took. When he came back to my office, he walked like a guy who'd been let out of prison. Smiling, standing tall, even joked that his wife was looking at him different. And no, not because he bought new cologne. That was biology, woken up. Not by drugs, not by surgery, by a fruit. If your body feels like it's given up on you, maybe it's not broken. Maybe it's just waiting for fuel it actually understands. And watermelon? That's jet fuel. Now, let's talk about the fruit that handles the other half of the equation. Not flow, but fire, hormones, and a tiny blue fruit that can bring your testosterone back to life. The hormone balancer, blueberries. Let's talk about Eduardo. 67, retired school principal, sharp as a tack, always dressed like he had somewhere important to be, even if it was just the grocery store. He came in one day, leaned in like he was telling me a secret, and said, "Doctor, I don't feel like a man anymore." Now that hits different. He wasn't complaining about pain or aging, he was talking about identity, about something inside that just went quiet. He still exercised, he still ate right, but he couldn't shake the feeling that some invisible switch had been flipped off. His energy was dull, his mood was flat, and let's just say the fire wasn't exactly blazing in the bedroom either. And that, my friends, is the slow fade of testosterone. See, testosterone isn't just about muscles and chest hair. It's the spark. It's that thing in your chest that says, let's go in the morning. It's confidence, focus, drive, desire. But after 60, that spark starts flickering. And stress dumps water on it like a firefighter with no chill. Here's where the magic of blueberries comes in. These little blue power pellets are packed with anthocyanins, natural compounds that lower inflammation, which is one of testosterone's biggest enemies. They also come with magnesium and vitamin C, which help keep hormones steady and support overall energy. But most importantly, blueberries help drop cortisol, that nasty stress hormone that eats testosterone for breakfast. So I told Eduardo, skip the expensive patches and pills for now. Just add 1 handful of fresh or frozen blueberries a day. That's it. A week later, the man walks in like someone turned his volume back up. He's cracking jokes, says he's sleeping better. His eyes looked awake again. He said, "I feel like I'm back in my body." And I believed him. Sometimes your hormones don't need rescuing. They just need permission to come back. So we've handled blood flow, we've tackled hormones. But there's one last piece, energy, the kind that doesn't crash at noon. Let's talk mangoes, the morning power switch, mango. Now let me introduce you to Raphael. 74, retired professor, sharp mind, kind eyes, but when he came in to see me, he looked defeated. Not sick, not in pain, just worn down like an old battery that wouldn't hold a charge. He sat down, rubbed his face, and said, "Doc, I woke up tired. I go to bed tired. I can't remember the last time I felt like me." And man, that one stings. Because it's not just about physical exhaustion, it's that feeling like your drive has evaporated. No momentum, no juice. So I asked him something simple. When's the last time breakfast made you feel alive? He blinked like I'd asked him about quantum physics. Breakfast? I usually skip it, just coffee. There it was. Skipping breakfast past age 60. That's like trying to run your car with no oil and no gas. Your body needs a signal in the morning. Something that says, hey, it's go time. That signal, it can be as simple as half a mango. Not kidding. Mangoes are packed with vitamin C and potassium. Great for your heart, your blood pressure, and your overall circulation. But it's the natural sugars and B vitamins that are the game changers. They're what your cells use to wake up and stay awake. No jitters, no sugar crash, just clean, slow-burning fuel that tells your brain, we've got what we need. So Raphael added half a mango to his morning routine. Sometimes with yogurt, sometimes just plain. A week later he tells me, I don't feel superhuman, but I feel steady, like I'm not crashing halfway through the day anymore. That's a win. Not every guy wants to sprint through life. Sometimes you just want to feel like you can handle it again. That's what mangoes help with. So now we've got circulation, hormones, and energy all covered. But here's where it gets even better. When you combine these three fruits the right way, they don't just help, they multiply. All right, now this is where everything clicks into place. You've got your watermelon opening up the blood flow highways. Your blueberries are quietly restoring that hormonal firepower. And your mango is keeping the lights on, mentally, physically, emotionally. But here's the thing, each of these fruits on their own is good. Together, they're a power trio. Like the Beatles, but for your biology. So I started telling my patients about what I now call the morning vigor ritual. It's not a diet, it's not a cleanse. It's just a way to kickstart your system with a lineup your body actually understands. No pills, no powders, just food that knows what to do. Here's how it works. First thing in the morning, before emails, before stress, before caffeine, grab 200 milliliters of pure watermelon juice. You can blend it fresh or keep some prepped in the fridge. This gets your blood vessels wide awake and ready for action. Then, half a mango, not a whole one. You're not trying to sugar shock your system, just enough to fuel the engine. And a handful of blueberries, fresh or frozen, doesn't matter, as long as they make it into your mouth. The watermelon sets the stage by opening the channels, the mango fuels the fire, and the blueberries bring the balance, smoothing out inflammation, keeping hormones in check, and preventing that mid-morning crash that so many men mistake for just getting older. The entire thing takes maybe 5 minutes. No cooking, no cleanup, no weird ingredients from some overpriced men's supplement shop. You don't need a nutritionist, you need a grocery bag. And after a week, you feel it. You don't just get more energy, you get a sense of control, like your body's not slipping away from you, like you're not reacting to life anymore. You're back in the driver's seat. That's what this is about, not chasing youth, reclaiming strength. Look, aging isn't the enemy. Silence is. That quiet, lonely feeling, like you're the only one going through this. It's not true. And it's time we stop pretending men are supposed to just power through it. If this hit home for you, I've got a simple ask. Share it. Think of a man you care about, a dad, a brother, a friend, who needs to hear that strength doesn't retire with age. Leave a comment below. Tell me what part of your health feels the most confusing right now. I read every single one. That's how I decide what to cover next. And if you want to keep hearing the truth, no filters, no gimmicks, hit subscribe and tap the bell. Because real strength isn't about staying young forever. It's about staying ready for whatever's next. And that journey starts right here.